out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico,
Expose these clowns!
Welcome to the Freddy Chico show with a special guest. I got to introduce you. None other than the Mookie G, comedian extraordinaire. You know, hey, no further accolades. Light skinned brother from another mother. How you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing excellent. How you doing?
Awesome. As I usually do, this is Rep Your City time. You know, I see Jose, Rebecca, and Kafansha. I hope I'm saying your name right, Kafansha. Hopefully you get Chanel in here as well. Rep Your City, let everybody know where you come checking in from. Even though I know, come on, tell me where y'all coming from. As we wait for people to get in, we got a hot topic tonight. We're not playing around. We're knocking out old bums. You already know that. Let me get my heavy hitters in here. My Tonys, my Walters. Jose is already in the building. D Smalls. Hold on. Let me see if he is coming through. And I guess you can start with you, Mookie. Where you hailing it from?
Man, right now I reside in Marietta, Georgia, but I was born and raised in the great state of Texas, representing Texas.
Okay. Because you almost sound like you was about to get into a Temptation song. Thomas, I was born and raised in the slums of the city.
Yeah, born and raised. Now,
yeah. Okay. Marietta's in the building. Sandrita, Despacito. What's going on? There goes Walter, coming from work. She said that's where she's coming from. But Walter's in the building, repping that Cali. What part of California you repping? I know it's Southern California, I believe. But I gotta stop looking at that. It'll get on my nerve. Hold on. Let's see where everybody's at, and just know we're on YouTube as well. If y'all are not Facebook friendly, getting fancy with the side by side. Yeah, this is we've done it a couple times, Walter. But yeah, I appreciate it. Make sure. Hey, let me know if y'all can hear him and hear me well. Vegas is checking in. Yeah, get some thumbs up. Let me know if the sound's okay. Appreciate you checking in from Vegas.
Vegas.
Yep. Let's see if she's gonna get in here. But invite your friends. Let me know who's interested in this, because I had a couple people. Wait a minute. Let me before I forget. Got the partners in here that talk about they don't believe it. I got to get them in here too. Oh, you're up north? Okay. Gotcha. North California. I feel you. Okay. So, while we wait for people to get in, we're going to talk about this. Some people believe white privilege is fiction. It's not fact. and they have people trying to back them up with that. And I would love for them to be in the room to elaborate on their position.
Yeah, I
Um,
would really love to hear what they have to say about that.
yeah, because like I said, I can understand at a certain point when certain people, or let's say certain black people, will use it as a crutch to say, hey, it's not the fact that I can't read, it's because white privilege is keeping me from this job. That ain't it.
No, no, that's I
That's
think
different.
that's just somebody being lazy and trying to come up with excuses.
Correct. Chanel, welcome, welcome. Invite some of your peoples, invite some of your friends. We're gonna be talking about white privilege tonight. So, okay, you're from Southern California, Rialto, Rancho Cucamonga, and Victorville.
Man,
Gotcha. I don't know where that
yeah,
is, but I've heard. I thought it was a fake city in the movie. But
Rancho Cucamonga.
yeah, Rancho
That's
Cucamonga.
out in Cali. That's out in Cali. That's that beautiful weather state.
Gotcha, gotcha. I really thought that was a made up city. I've heard it a bunch of times, but I didn't really know it was for real. Cucamonga.
Yeah,
Sound like a teenage mutant ninja turtle. But you know, something like that. From Alexandria, Louisiana, viewing from Vegas. Okay, Louisiana. We was out there not too long ago.
that's right. I love Louisiana. The boot, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, we went out there. It is a restaurant called Zombie Barbecue. No, 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 not Zombie. What was it? It was something weird. Um,
Zydeco,
Voodoo
Voodoo.
Barbecue. Was it Voodoo? It was something where I was like, I'm not touching that stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm good. And then when I got back, one of my buddies from Louisiana was like, yeah, that's the place you got to go. I'm like, no, I can't do that. I was like, maybe next time I'll do it. But whatever it was, Jose, you was there with me. What was the name of that place that we went past and made a mistake because I always try to eat local, but I was hungry, and so I said we end up going to TGI Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's like, man, why you gonna go to a place and go to the chain? Go to a local stuff. But I said voodoo because Jose wanted to go, and I was like, I don't know about no barbecue,
Okay.
voodoo barbecue. Can you see the comments?
I cannot see comment. I'm trying to get to where I can see comments.
Okay. Um. So Chanel, do you know about that place I'm talking about called Voodoo Barbecue? Yeah, there you are. You in the spot now. I see you just joined in. Welcome, Patricia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the people that say it's fiction doesn't care about restoration. Exactly. Jason, what's going on, sir? Appreciate you representing your city. Even though I know it, let the people know where you checking in from. Um, oh, you don't want it either. You don't like that place. Um,
Is it because of the name Voodoo?
yes,
Listen,
yes.
all right, listen. My family comes from Louisiana. Let me. I know this is a little off topic, but
Go ahead, go
since
ahead.
we
Talk.
talking
No,
about
no.
Texas, we gonna talk
Rep your
about
city.
this.
Rep your city.
Uh, Voodoo spaghetti is what you don't want to eat. Okay,
Mm.
barbecue you fine, but the thing you don't want to eat from Louisiana is period.
Okay, got you. Hey, you gotta learn from someone. Cause I heard about spaghetti, but I just thought that was an old black thing. But I didn't know it was it came from New Orleans. Jackson, okay.
Yeah.
Jackson is in the building. Um, Chanel said, "Heck no, she ain't messing with the voodoo chicken barbecue." So you know what I'm talking about, right? It's called voodoo
I,
barbecue
yeah.
because it seems to be popular. But we just happened. It was right next to our hotel, and I was like, I don't know about that one. Because matter of
Listen,
fact, we were supposed to go. We went to Outback first, and the dude didn't come back with our drinks. Like, I mean, water. How long it take to get some 2 glasses of water? And we just walked out on them. And
yeah.
so we were hungry. And I'm like, he was like, yeah, let's go to the Voodoo Barbecue. I'm like, I don't know about that. Mess around, can't get back. No.
I bet Let your folks from town, Texas, know about Voodoo Barbecue out of Louisiana.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I'm pretty sure it looked like it had a bunch of different spots, not just one spot there. But yeah, we was only there for the weekend. So, as a matter of fact, we were only there for that day. We left the next day.
Okay.
And Jose talking about something. I don't mind haunted food. It's inspiring. I'm like, get out of here. I just couldn't do it. Maybe next time, because he likes to go out there all the time. So he be on Bourbon Street and all that stuff. So that
Yeah.
was my first time going out there.
Okay.
Um, but yes, let's get into the topic. White privilege, fact or fiction? I already know my partners. I already know it's facts, but I want everyone to have their opportunity to chime in what they feel, their opinions. All opinions are welcome. Just know they will be challenged.
That's right.
For sure. Um, how about you, Mookie? I believe I know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna let you speak.
I believe that white privilege is fact, 100% fact. Um, no matter how you look at it, you can look at how things go in society, and it will tell you how factual privilege. Um, as it's more, white privilege is real, but people need to understand that white male privilege is superior to all privilege. Because some white women don't get the same privileges as the white men.
Okay, so you kind of want to refine it a little bit and be like white man privilege.
Right. Yeah. So that, to me, there are levels to it. There's levels to everything. So I break it down in levels.
Hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
Um, got Kafuncha saying facts. Elaborate. What do you base that on? Not just what everybody else say. What do you say? Chanel says facts.
Man. Yeah. I think most people believe. I know. I personally, I know white people that know their privilege more than people of any other color, and
Right.
they openly admit it. And I'm not gonna say I congratulate them for that for knowing, but I'm glad that they know how privileged they are.
Yeah.
Uh,
And my thing is, and just to clear up some, oh, Rebecca, welcome. I didn't see you come in here. Um, white privilege, me saying white privilege is fact doesn't mean there's not white people out there that catch hell. You know what I mean? That does not take that away. And so that's where I think sometimes people say white privilege doesn't exist because I don't have a mansion or whatever. No, I'm not saying white privilege means everybody is rich, but I know I have, and I could tell you many stories where somebody who was a fraction of my qualifications got the job over me or got the advancement over me, who got the benefit of the doubt over me. So they can never deny that. Uh-oh. You got quiet. Hold on. Having technical difficulties here. We'll get them back. Probably push the button. What did he do? Y'all bear with me 1 second while I get him back on. Oh, there he is. Okay, cool. Get you back in here.
I just let it run. I didn't even click a link. I was just waiting to get back in here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it just took a second. All right, so they're saying people have been caught on video using white privilege, saying that they do certain things because someone is white. Problem is, all races practice white privilege. all races practice white. Elaborate on that. It's a fact. The white people that can't accept it is it's because of this reason. They can't accept that even though they have problems in life, they don't understand they don't have problems based on the color of their skin. Gotcha. Um, well, I'm mixed with white, so I don't down talk people, but my grandmother's mixed with black and white, Indian and Creole, so they can overstep it though. Mixed with anything will get you, um, cast into the non-white category. They mix white privilege with class privilege. Rich white folks will treat poor white folks terribly, but after the racial discrimination to others. But after that, racial discrimination to others. Yeah. So I mean, that's where I think sometimes there is a disconnect because people say, well, because there's poor people in Kentucky, that means that white privilege doesn't exist. Actually, no. Because even in that town, if I go there and I have a dispute with that same poor white guy, they're still gonna look at him better than me,
Yeah.
and we're not in the same tax bracket, so class didn't do nothing for me, you know.
Right.
Ask Bill Cosby, but
I'll, to elaborate
EP,
back to what
go
Walter
ahead.
said um, about because there is an economic class. You got the rich, the middle class, and you have the poor. So the rich will always look out for the rich first and foremost. They're going to themselves and other rich people so that they can stay rich. The working class, y'all can hear me. Please give me some thumbs up because
You're breaking up a little bit. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Hold on. Okay, you're back.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, I think that'll get it back in there. Let me know if the sound is good. Tested. Yeah, sometimes the mic or my mic will start doing this fluttering thing like you were hearing earlier when we were setting up.
yeah.
That that comes up and there's no rhyme or reason for it. Just sometimes it starts.
Right.
Um, so, if you could recap what you said earlier.
I was just agreeing with it about there being the money class to me is right underneath white privilege. So you have white privilege, then you have money privilege. So white privilege will get you white male privilege. Sorry, white male privilege is high is the number one. Number two is uh your money privilege. So I again I agree with Walter. I'm gonna sum it up there. So I don't want to just ramble on that.
Got you. Got you. Um, tell me something again. Okay, you're good. All right, cool. Um, my phone's upstairs. Um, inbox me. Um, EP, what's going on? Appreciate you. That's my Alabama peoples. He's right next to New Orleans. He's not too far away.
Okay.
Um, yeah, the IG was tearing Teddy Riley up, but I think Teddy Riley was tearing himself up with
Yeah.
them technical difficulties. He was yelling at his people. I would have quit. You ain't gonna be yelling at me on live. Like I told you about the cord. Who are you
Yeah.
talking to, little man? Like you all 110 pounds. You better check your tone. Like, it'd be the last IG you do. But I was like, wow. Um, no. Yeah, you told me about that EP. Um, yeah, I hope everything's going well with him. His son got shot and is in recovery. Um, he's out of the hospital now, right? Oh yeah, to my shop. And you know what? I'm glad you said that, EP, because I'm slipping on my game on that right there. Is that for everybody who has not registered as a member on my website, thefreddychicoshow.com, please do so. Register as a member, and then also check out the Freddy Chico shop. Got shirts, hoodies, even face masks. I just ordered one of them myself. You know, um, not this hat, but this shirt. Got all the sayings, the stuff I say on here. You don't got to think like me, but you do have to think. Um, and I appreciate your support, But yeah, handle your business, EP. I understand you got stuff going on. I'm not saying, take food out your family mouth to support me, but, I appreciate the support if you're able.
And I'm glad to hear that his son is doing well.
Yes. Oh, you're right. I did. Appreciate that. Um, I sat there and looked up the word, and I still misspelled it. But hold on. Let me see if I can fix that now. How did I see that and still spelled it wrong? Oh, it made no sense. It just didn't look right.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate that. And like I said, that's a perfect example of what I say on here is like, even though it's the Freddy Chico show, I'm not above being checked. I'm not above like, hey, I don't agree with what you said, Freddie, and this is what, why, blah blah, or hey, last week you said such and such. Oh, did I? Okay, versus, all right, let me block him. I don't like what he said to me. You know, nah.
Desmond
Yeah.
said it's your old age.
Exactly. I had a senior moment. I had a senior moment. For real, for real. Um, Appreciate that. Um, okay, you said he's doing good. He's doing good. To me, it all depends on where you are and the people that live there. Growing up poor in the minority of Lithonia, Decatur, yeah, I know about them. I experienced it in schools as well from all races. That said, having lived around the world, I've seen it also in other cultures, communities within the races that live there. The difference there is divide is more based on socioeconomic class than race. I can respect that. And like I said, not to say that nothing else exists. It's just saying this actually exists. You know what I mean? Because and just to break it down, it can't be broken down any simpler than this. Is just my life experience. When I first got into the military, um, I was an E2 because of my high school ROTC program got me promoted to E2. So when I got to my first duty station, they give you 6 months and you get an automatic promotion. I didn't get the automatic promotion. Went through the whole thing and like, hey, when am I going to get my automatic 6 months? They don't act. They can't figure out what's going on. Behind me, this white girl came as an E1. Her 6 months came up. She got her automatic to E2. Not too mad, but I'm a little mad because like, whoa, she don't know her head from her behind. Literally, she don't know her head from her behind. Then she got her E3 the next month. I'm sitting here waiting on my E3, and I'm doing half the nurse's job because I wanted to learn. I was a medic, and I was, whatever the nurse didn't want to do, I'm like, show me how to do it, and I get it. And because the Army, they circumvent all kind of certifications. So I'm doing nurse level stuff because they don't want to do it. So I'm showing my work ethic and my skill to actually figure out what they're doing. You know. Oh, did you freeze again? Y'all bear with me, get him back in here. I gotta pay attention to that. Come on, click it in. Doggone it. It went out again. I'll try to keep going until he gets back in here. Um, but that was a clear case right there. She was not, you know, even half the medic I was. Yet she outranked me. Nothing but the color of her skin got her that. Um, Sean, what's going on? Welcome, welcome. You stupid Walter, I see you. So how do we create more privilege for blacks because blacks just got passed by? Yep, the alphabet crew got them. Their privilege is ridiculous, but they want to say they are the same as us. Like, nah, not even close. Not even close. That's so disrespectful. It's not even funny. Um, I'm gonna try to send you another link to see if that'll work. Because right now it looks like you're not able to connect there. I hope I can get it. We'll try to get him back in here. Um, hey, handle your business, Walter. The other reason people think white privilege is fiction. I'm no Democrat, but just look at the Republican states have just the most poor whites, so the class thing is true. In my opinion, white privilege is most effective when there's other race involved. Okay. The other reason is fools that do nothing with their life and blame not being white as a reason they can't achieve. Yeah, no fool, you're lazy and stupid. Yep. Oh, he's back. He's back. All right, hold on. Let me get you in. Boom. Cool. Alrighty. And my boy Sean checked in. Like I said, do me a favor. Don't want to have to start calling y'all out. People they say they support, and then there's people that actually support. So, I shout out the D Smalls being the first one to rush to the shop. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Jose, Walter, Stroud, and my cousin David, you know, all have, showed their love. They didn't just say it, they actually did it. Um, so waiting on the rest of y'all. And like I said, when you get your items, there's a little something for appreciation that only, you will know if you purchase an item from my shop. He said, call him. D Small's like, call him out. Call him out. Just because he's the first one. There go another one right here. Bruce. Welcome, Bruce. He's in the building. We talking about white privilege tonight. And like I said, everybody, for the most part, is on the fact side. Not too many people. The people haven't shown up. And a matter of fact, because you know how I do, I'm gonna send an instant message to some of these cats that they know they trying to hide from me right now. They're not playing right. They talk greasy on one thing, but then want to run and hide when it's time to put up. Let's see if he responds. Um, hey, I'm still working on the bowling shirts. Um, that's a tricky one for me because the shop that I'm using, they don't have that option. And if you're the only one, oh wait a minute, are you talking?
No.
Okay, I was like, man, I gotta stop looking at this other screen that's got the delay on it. But if you're the only one with the bowling shirt or wants the bowling shirt, it's going to be quite costly for me to just make one I know you want something for the bowling shirt, but I did come up with something that has a, I don't know, an all over type design. Check it out. Um, it's I just added that one to the shop, um, but it's more a fitted, like you like your pants fitted. I don't know these young bucks with these young fitted pants type thing, but yeah, I got some fitted pants. Nah, it's a fitted shirt, long sleeve shirt, and check it out. Tell me what you think. It's got a motorcycle and everything on it. It's pretty cool. Um, but oh shoot, I'm choppy again. Hold on. Hello, hello. I'm. It sounds good to me. Am I choppy to you?
No, you sound you're coming through clear to me.
Okay. Hopefully it's not Facebook. Bruce says I'm underwater too. Let me just reset real quick and see if that does it. Hello. How about now? Does it sound? Oh, all right, cool. He said it sounds better now.
All right.
He said you ain't too fitted. But yeah, but check it out. Go to the shop and check it out. Let me know what you think for real. Just say give me some feedback on. I'm working on some different designs as well, um, and I got everything from cups to hats, um, jackets, joggers, all that. Um, so look your boy up, and definitely I reciprocate. You know. Um, and that goes the same for you, Mookie. Like I know what you're doing up there in Marietta. I definitely support you up there. And definitely you need to sit under your tutelage to finally step on that stage. Because that's a totally different thing having a conversation with you versus seeing that crowd and working the mic.
Yeah. 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 I
Yeah,
enjoy being on that stage though, man. But I
I
do. I
bet.
want to. For those that'll be listening later that believe that white privilege isn't real, all you got to do is basically look at what's going on in the world today. How white people can just get pulled over freely, um, talk to the police officers how they want, and nothing happened to them. When they get pulled over, there are no guns drawn. There's no sniffing dog, checking for drugs, anything. They don't have to keep their hands on the steering wheel and not move. They can move around their car freely. But black privilege means that when you get pulled over, the proper thing to do is roll your window halfway down already, even though you don't have to. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Don't move. And when you do move, when they get to the car, you got to move slowly. Just that simple. That's an example of how white privilege is prevalent in today's society. You know,
I
it,
agree, and I'm
it
glad you said that because you know Trump is a perfect example of that, or even these protests. Do you think blacks could do what those whites are doing on the court steps with M16s and or AR-15? They don't have M16s, but weapons and camouflage gear and all that good stuff. Screaming and shouting angrily anywhere. I mean,
no, no.
they mad at Kaepernick for kneeling.
I was about to not just Kaepernick. Let's say let's we don't have why he was kneeling was because of social injustice.
Hmm.
Um, Black people being killed at a higher rate by police officers than any other race in America. And so, as a group, we protest that, in different cities, different places. We protest those things. And the feedback we get is, well, you need to stop protesting. Go shut up and just listen to the police officers. That's the kind of feedback we get when we're protesting. It's not like they're hearing what we're saying. They don't care to hear us. That's the
Correct.
privilege that they have because they don't have to deal with those issues.
Right.
And in turn, now their rights are being taken away. That's what they're saying. Their rights are being taken away to go to work. Um, that's not a right. Right now, there's a pandemic going on. Stay home, but you want to march in Michigan, right before they opened Georgia up, they were ready to protest here in Georgia, and but when we protest, it's not okay. When they protest, it's okay.
Right.
Privilege at its best, right there. The rules do not apply to us in certain situations.
Gotcha. Gotcha. I agree. I agree. And that's the thing is that they don't want to acknowledge their imbalance in it. They want to have it where it's just okay. If you do this to me, yeah, then I'll have a problem. But if it's somebody else, hey, stop making so much noise because I like it so peaceful as it is right now. I don't want
Yeah,
to have no issues. But if you do it to me, then I'm like, oh, magically, I don't like this now. And they're so used to so many of us that are okay with being abused. They're like, hey, why can't you be like these other Negroes that don't say nothing? We like them. They're the good Negroes.
yeah.
Um,
I know a comment. I know Walter made a comment earlier.
okay.
He posed the question: how can we have that privilege that they have? My answer to that question would be we have to get in positions to help each other out. We need more black police officers. It doesn't matter male or female. We need more black politicians. We need to support black businesses. We need to put our money in our mouth where our soul is. So if we are so worried about our privilege, we have to privilege others that look just like us. And we have to put ourselves in power to privilege those other people. Because if
Right.
they're going to play with privilege, we should be doing the same thing as well.
Right. And I think that the thing that the problem that we run into when people claim to do that is like the people that are in power were put in there by whites. So to give us the impression that they're actually for us when they're actually just there like a Jay-Z to quell the masses. You know, when we have people that are actually standing up for us, support them, not just anybody who just shares the same color. You know, because a lot of times, especially for me, it's hard for me to be a Democrat because when I listen to the things, it's like it's not supporting black men, it's supporting black women, or children, but leaving black men out. And so, as much as the senators and whatnot that are black females, when I ask a direct question, hey, what do you have for black men? They look kind of stunned, like they don't have anything to say. I'm like, so how can you garner my vote when I'm not even a part of your concern? I'm like, you're not concerned about me. You're more concerned about the alphabet crew than me. Now, granted, the Republicans are saying they don't care, but what is my other option? Because it basically sounds like both of y'all don't care, which is hard for me to defend because I've had people like, hey, why do you keep defending them when they're no better than the Republicans? You know?
I don't agree with being a Republican or Democrat. I am a free thinker. I actually agree with both Democrat and Republicans on many issues, and I
Yeah,
think I think there has to be a middle line somewhere where to make this country flow the right direction.
gotcha.
Um, Now, there are two questions I have for you that I would like some clarification on. You mentioned Jay Z. What did you mean when? What are you talking about with that?
Jay Z is a prop. Because I know people say, well, you're playing checkers and he's playing chess. He was put there, he was hired, he was brought on to get blacks to watch the NFL again because their black viewership dropped to levels they didn't like. With the promise or with the premise that it's okay at some point, even at one point they tried to lie and say he was going to be an owner or a partial owner or whatever. That was bullcrap. Then, well, he'll be at the table to kind of influence their decisions in the future. No, in the theoretical image, they're like, okay, he's got a seat at the table. Jay Z ain't got no seat at no table. Promise you that. At the NFL owners, Jay Z is nowhere to be seen. All they need him to do is like, hey, what kind of music do these Negroes like? We're gonna play it in the stadium. That's all they wanted Jay Z for. But we made it, or some people made it more like a, hey, maybe Jay Z will get these people to figure out how they're so racist and how they allow racism in the sport, and maybe we'll progress. Not expecting a miracle, but progress. Still waiting on that. They got a commercial during the Super Bowl, which I applaud them for, but it's like a couple years too late to talk about racial inequality as far as murders or whatnot. But Jay-Z, in my eyes, is a sellout.
Is
Bottom
you
line,
said a sellout?
sellout, straight
Wow.
sellout.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's my opinion on it. Is that when because of course he actually literally said we're past kneeling. He was out of pocket for that. Like, we're not past kneeling. This was something that should have been easily handled. You know the character of a person. When you sit there and say, hey, I don't appreciate you doing this, and you didn't intend to do it, the natural thing is a person says, oh, shoot, I didn't realize that. Let me fix that. But if this is in your core, you're going to be like, nah, I'm going to make an excuse for why I'm doing it. Or like, you don't really know what you're talking about and continue in that behavior. Because everybody makes mistakes. Like, oh, shoot, I know you might have taken that as an insult, but that was not my intention in that regard. In this thing, 3 years now, going on 4 years, they have blocked Kaepernick from going, being on any team when people like Jay Cutler got paid $10 million, white privilege, to be a buster, to be a bum. You know what I'm saying? Mark Sanchez is still a backup somewhere. That does not make sense. And for you to sit there and say, hey, literally, the black dollar doesn't count because you didn't really think blacks were going to stop watching. And then when they stopped watching, like me, for 3 years, now, hey, let's get Jay-Z on here because we got to fix this. They were more concerned about the white dollar. But then Nike proved that wrong when Nike went crazy with Kaepernick. Then they're like, hey, wait a minute, let's try to make some of that money. So ultimately, for me to call him a sellout is because he should have never signed that contract. Because, I don't know if it's true or not, because I don't know if you heard about it. He supposedly had said to JD, don't do it because it would be selling out the year before.
Okay, so
I don't know if it's true, but
I'll get to that part too at the end. But I just
okay, go ahead.
Just a rebuttal. I hear what you're saying, but I disagree with you because one, as an NFL owner, you walk in the door. You have to be invited in as an owner. Even the president, Donald Trump, tried to buy the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
To do so, they rejected him. The owners said, no, you cannot own. You cannot be an NFL owner. You have to be invited in. I do think Jay-Z has a seat at the table. Even if it's, matter of fact, even if he's not at the table, at least he's in the room. And that's more so than any other black person at all. Every other black person that's in the NFL, that works for the NFL, are former players, nowhere close to being in position of power for a team. They just work for the NFL, whether it's over this.
And they'll shut them down at a moment's notice. But let me stop you where you said that table thing. Hold on. Dang it. Oh, man, we lost him. Come on back. Come on back. There he is. He's back. He's back. Cool. Let me stop you right there for that table thing. You remember back in the day, I don't know if you have for family gatherings, where all the adults was at one table and all the kids had their own little table and it was in another room. That's the table Jay-Z's at. He ain't at the NFL owner table. He ain't even in the same room. He had that little baby table where, like you said, the people who are like the ESPN analysts that used to be pro player or whatever, that's the table he's at. But everybody like, oh, we made it to the kiddie table. I'm not impressed.
in the house and you're at the kids' table, you know eventually you're gonna grow up and you're gonna be in the main dining room with the rest of the family.
Got you.
There's no one else that works with the NFL that has enough money to even remotely be part owner of a team, unless they are less than 1% of an owner.
Mm-hmm.
He has the ability to potentially own the team. Cannot. I have to wait. It's a wait and see thing because you know it's not going to happen overnight.
Mm-hmm.
The only minority owner in the NFL is of Jacksonville Jaguars, and he's from
Middle East somewhere. Saudi. Yeah.
He's brown. He's not black.
Right.
He's not from here. So we have to have someone with the potential to own a team, because who else that's black that's trying to own a team that's in the building with them? There's no one.
Right.
There's no one.
Well, let me put it this way. Not even that. Not even just Jay-Z. I would say every NFL player is a sellout after Kaepernick went down. Because, I mean, there was 4 or 5 people. And granted, there was some people, even Philly, Chris Long. I appreciate what he did. White guy was like, this is wrong, and spoke up about it. But a lot of people shut up because they were fearful of losing their jobs or what have you. But my thing is, NFL is 75% black. If everyone said, we're not doing this until you do such and such, that changed. I'm tired of people saying, hey, let's wait and see. When? 30 years from now? And we still gonna get another crumb? But in the meantime, we're shelling out millions, billions of dollars to watch a sport where a person can sit there and slip out the mouth and say, hey, we can't let the inmates run the asylum. What are we talking about? You know, that was just a Freudian slip. You know, we can't, how dare these uppity Negroes say what they're not going to do? We control them.
I'm going to ask you this. I hear what you're saying. So I pose this, I hit you with this question.
Okay.
How can we change it? Because us not watching football ain't gonna change nothing. It ain't gonna change it.
A little bit.
It changes it for who? You, because you're the one. Like, if you stop watching, you're the individual who stopped watching.
Yeah.
But it's not going to change the NFL dollar. The NFL dollar is coming from the networks, not you.
Right.
You're not paying them. That's
right.
It. So, but I'm asking you. But no, hold on. Let me ask the question first.
Go ahead.
What can you do to see change? And how long do you think it should take to see change?
A unified stand when it comes to the money. Money talks. You know, you not, because I'll use an analogy of pawn shops and liquor stores in the hood. 50% is on the pawn shops and liquor stores, and 50% is on us for supporting the pawn shops and the liquor stores. We stop bringing the money to the liquor store cannot stay in operation. But what we do is we'll have like 10 people that say, I ain't buying no more stuff. And 30 like, I don't care. I'm going to be drunk every day. I'm going to the liquor store. Because I have a picture when, Atlanta's first game in the new dome, I was protesting. You know how many Negroes was walking in there with tickets? You know what I mean? It's like when you have that, but I still, even though there's a lot of us that did, I believe there was a good portion of us that didn't. And that's what triggered. Now, it took a year or two, so I'm not saying I like the time it took, but it took, that's why I believe they brought Jay-Z in, because they didn't like the money they were losing from the black side. You know, it wasn't just me. There's a lot of people that said, I'm not watching football no more. You know what I mean? This is too much. You know, because it's not like, because to me, and I'm not trying to ask the NFL to do something magical within the country. I'm talking about just saying, hey, that's messed up. We shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't stand for it. Now, we got all these messages saying, hey, let's help the kids. Let's, support the families in the local areas, and because we care about our communities and all that, except for the black people who are dying for no reason. We don't care about that. But because we don't want to worry about the KKK owners, or the KKK ticket holders, we're not gonna say nothing about that. But we're okay with saying, hey, we love these kids, and we're here to, inspire kids, and we need the doctors and the lawyers and whatever, and the NFL cares, except for Kaepernick, except for that little shenanigan thing that he was in Riverdale, and I'm pissed that I was right down the road and didn't get to see him, but they tried to play him. They didn't want to give him a shot. They're like, yeah, let's do this on Tuesday when no GM is available to see your workout and make an assessment, an honest assessment that, hey, he still got it. I mean,
I got you.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I got you. But again, as I said this before, we got to create our own privilege. Like
I'm with that. I'm with that.
And by creating our own privilege, we can. I don't care if I had trillions of dollars in my account. I didn't have to worry about money at all. My kids didn't. I couldn't go to the NFL and said I wanted to buy a team.
Right.
I could, but the problem is they're not going to just say, "Oh, thank you for your money. Take the team." They have to vote me in. They're not going to vote me in because I have no one there to vouch for me. No one is there to vouch for me. So we have to have somebody in there to vouch for us. Now we can stop what you're saying about we have not watching the game. To me, that's something that's so minute the NFL does not have to worry about. Yeah. If there's a way to make the NFL realize that they are making a grave mistake by not having black ownership, by not bringing Kaepernick back in, which I think Kaepernick he's above NFL now. He's on a totally different journey, and which I'm glad he's on that journey because he's one of the people that's vouching for us and working for us. But dang, I forgot. I lost myself there.
Yeah, I mean, we talking about because the minute stuff is we need something that's actually going to make some impact.
Yes, and to
stronger impact.
You got me back. Thank you for getting me back. The impact that I think that it would definitely make, even in college sports. I'll break it down in college sports. If a high school player that's a 5-star stops considering the white college and start going to HBCUs, that's step one. Step two, instead of going to the pros to play football, I go to the pros to be a lawyer, a doctor, a school teacher. I don't have to worry about making millions from somebody who just want to use me for a few years and let me go in the NFL. If black people, which this will never happen, stop playing the sport of football to just depending on that to go to the pros, that's when they would lose money because football wouldn't be interesting anymore. But we make it interesting by going out on the field and playing for these people. So just like you said, 75.
That's what my dad talked to me from the time I was born. He hated football. He didn't hate the whole stigma of it. So I've heard this.
You don't have enough black people that are willing to stop playing football to prove a point. The players today are not willing to not show up to work to prove a point. They're going to go and get that $1 million check. I don't blame them. Money is money, and you have a family to feed.
Right.
But we depend on that so much. Like in our community, that's what we know. I got to be a pro ball player, any sport, or I got to run fast as anyone to get out of this neighborhood. And that's not the case.
Right. Because I see in schools where it's like they're not even there for school. They've been, what do you call it? They started the process like 3 and 4 with the Pop Warner football.
Right.
And they get, skated through all kind of classes all the way through college. And then they get on the camera or get on mic and you're like, oh gosh, how in the world did you get through school speaking like that? How? And they turn around and like, oh, you speak so well.
Yeah. But you think about it, sports is our privilege.
Yeah.
Sports that's the only black privilege we have. If we're good in sports, they'll let us go. If no matter how much trouble we get in, hey, we got to get them out of that trouble. You can't do that. That's our privilege. That's the one privilege that as black men that we have. If you're good
Yeah.
at a sport, you get special privileges, not like everyone else, but you get
Right.
special privileges. And to
A couple
break
extra
that,
crumbs.
right, to break that, we got to get out of that mentality. Like I really think if we work together as a people and we set our own bar with our own privilege, we wouldn't have to worry about anything else because we can even the playing field if we had people in position to help each other out.
I think you got it right there. I think you got it right there. And I mean, I do a lot of mentoring in in inner city schools and whatnot, and that's the biggest thing. Just getting the mentorship where, hey, these things need to be acknowledged. That being a plumber is not a bad profession. Being an electrician is not a bad profession. Being a trades having a trade skill certification is not a bad profession. On top of being a lawyer, a doctor, um, an accountant, some of those big dentists. You know what I mean? But when all you see is Michael Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, may he rest in peace, that's all anybody ever cares about.
Yeah,
They don't see the doctors. They don't see, every now and then, you see some like from Morehouse, a bunch of doctors come through or pictures of them, Spellman. And I think you hit it on the head with that when you talking about the HBCUs, is that there's really not a lot. I mean, people think about UGA, Alabama, LSU, um, Clemson, those are the schools to go to. But I couldn't tell you what their specialty is other than football. Like Duke is med school, Georgia Tech engineering. What's UGA? Microwave repair? I don't know. But froze on me again. Hold on, get you back. There you are. I don't know what those specialties are other than football. You know,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
but that I think is the hitting the core because it may not be something where if there is a band-aid fix that most would want. Like boom, tomorrow they just get some common sense and like, hey, we've been doing y'all wrong for so long. Hey, let's make it right.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, when we get to the point of it's not that bad, because I mean, I've heard it for years. Like people like, hey, why don't we pay teachers the way we pay sports people?
yeah,
They're the ones, I mean, granted, yeah, football is physical. The CTE stuff that's going on, and the damage it does. I'm actually glad I never got into football, because I loved it as a kid.
yeah,
But do you see some of these old cats? Man, I watched an interview with Horace Grant, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this dude cannot talk. I'm like, I'm saying what? I mean, because all you see is you never really, and that's one thing I sometimes don't want to meet some celebrities because I don't want to ruin the image that I already have, where you never see them talk. They're very good basketball players. But then when you hear him like, I'm like, what? No, that is not what I was expecting. Like, no, he
yeah,
did not look nowhere like how he sounds. I'm like, wow.
yeah,
And he was one of my favorite players to watch. So kind of picking on him a little bit. But there's plenty of guys. Matter of fact, I don't know if you're a wrestling fan back in the day, but The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, even Triple H. Those are guys, when they got on the mic and they had the little, back and forth or whatever, you look forward to that. But then there was the Hardy Boys, who never ever should be on the mic. Yeah, we coming to get you guys. Yeah, yeah. Like, no, 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 no. You should just wrestle. Nobody should ever give you a mic. We don't need to know what you sound like. Just do the flying things off the top rope and the ladder matches and all that. Do all that stuff. Just don't say nothing. Leave it to The Rock, Stone Cold. They can talk. They got the voice for it. You, little dude, don't have the voice for it. That's what it is for some people. It's like, I don't want to know their personal life because they're great movie actors. But then you see him in real life, like, you a piece of crap. You know that? Like, I don't really like you.
Yeah.
So almost kind of like I just want to keep him in that image or what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, just I think that's, and I just sum it up. About to close off. That for us to actually get a true seat at the table, other than making our own freaking table, what about making our own table? I know they try to do it with the XFL, and I don't know how good that's going to work with the whole Corona thing. But kind of like Cube is doing with the Big Three. Let's start
Yep.
making some of our own stuff.
We do. And again, we got to create for ourselves, but then there's things we cannot battle them unless we are at the table with them. When it comes to politics, we have to be at the table with them. Period. If
Yeah, I see you, Jay. I thought you was going to be quiet. But no, Jay is like, if someone doesn't generally want us at their table, why do we even want to be invited?
because we don't have, depending on what it is, we don't need to be invited.
True.
But when it comes to politics, we need a seat at the table. We need to have at least as close to, if equal or just under equal amount of people at the table. But we are
Yes.
not pursuing those positions. When it comes
Correct.
to police officers, we have to be. We can't create our own police force, because if we do, that police force will be pulled over by the right police force. We need to get with them so we can change things from the inside. Because if I'm getting pulled over by a black police officer, I would feel a lot more comfortable than I would a white police officer. And I've been pulled
Correct.
over by plenty of nice white police officers. But you never, when those lights come on, you don't know what to expect. So I
Correct.
don't want to. I don't want to have to worry about. Oh my gosh, I'm in a white neighborhood. There's white police officers, and when I'm in a black neighborhood, oh, it's black police officers. No, we need to get in with them. So there's certain things we have to get to their table and change it from their table to everyone's table.
If you respect us.
Oh, if I'm at your table, you don't have to respect me, but I am going to make you hear me.
Mm,
I could care less about respect, but you're gonna hear me though, and there's some things that's gonna change.
mm. Yeah. So I mean, that's the other thing too that I tell people I'm a forced Democrat because even though I do have conservative beliefs and viewpoints, I can't get over the racist flavoring of the Republican Party. If they didn't have that, I'd be a straight Republican. Because there's way too much of the alphabet crew in the Democratic Party. Way too much um, just nonsensical, like the whole, and I hate to admit it, I don't like the fact that they try to do too much gun control or try to gun elimination kind of crap. But like, that's not the answer. Hold on. Get you back in here. All right, cool. But I actually go to I try I'm actually being more active now with the Democratic Party to say, hey, what you just said as far as representation, why is there 90% white cops in a 90% black city? If the neighborhood is black, the law enforcement should be black. And vice versa. If the neighborhood's white, the law enforcement should be white.
I, I,
But
I'm gonna combat you right there. I don't mean to cut you off,
go
but I
ahead.
just want to say
Go
this
ahead. Go
as you
ahead.
said, it's fresh. So the problem that I think we're running to, so if it's a 95% black city,
Mm-hmm.
but then the police officers are 98% white, how many black police officers are actually trying to? I mean, how many people are trying to be? How many black people are trying to be police officers in that city? The numbers are
That's a
not.
part of
The numbers are not very high.
They are hot because I'm actually former law enforcement, and there was plenty of places where their applications are just thrown away. That they actually
Okay.
weed them out because how people say, well, because you could tell white and black from just the names, and you will never get past, you never get to the interview because they're looking at the name and throwing the application out, especially in Florida. That's where I started my law enforcement, journey or what have you, and I aced all the tests, but would never get that interview. And I'm saying you see the people who actually make it, and the jokes about donuts or whatever, they can't tie my shoes as far as qualifications, but they let them graduate. And when I went to police academy, when I went to rookie school, there were people that I went to that I knew for a fact were to the core KKK Grand Wizards. But I was the only black guy, and there was one black female that graduated with us. And I know there was 4 or 5 others that just, so, but I do believe that what you said plays a part too, that there's not many people that want to be it because of the stigma. And my brother will tell you, because he's still in law enforcement, the stigma that blacks have towards black cops that kind of makes it, negative for blacks to even want to be a cop because they don't want to go back to their families and be ridiculed or criticized and all that, or you a sellout, or you a pig, you this and all that. But how are we gonna get that seat at the table that you're talking about if nobody wants to step up?
Right. And again, it's on us. It's on us as a people. We got to stop being afraid of any of at a table we don't want to be at. We got to not be afraid of our family, like you said. Just we got to start doing what's right for us. Period. We got to put ourselves in those positions to help each other out. And
Gotcha.
and we deal with we have to deal with the ridicule and the judgment. Let's just go with it. You know it's going to happen anyway. Matter of fact, it's happening to us anyway. What's a little more? Keep it going.
Right. And I love when you said the free thinker because that's what my show is all about. And I'm right there with you. I am not a true blue Democrat. The only reason I vote Democrat is because I refuse to vote Republican. Now, if they came up with something where they were doing a conservative effort to clean up the party, I'm open to listening. But when you have, people like Kemp talking about I'm gonna round these people up in a truck, his personal truck, when there's white immigrants in this country every day that get a pass, yeah, you lost me as a support. But on the other side, I'm not so diehard Democrat like, man, I don't see Democrat doing anything wrong. Oh, please. There's a long list of stuff like that, and I'm not a person. First of all, I don't have a poker face, so you can tell when I'm lying from the gate. So when they say some foolish stuff, I'm like no, hold on, let's stop that right there. That made absolutely no sense. So if you want my support, you're gonna have to fix that, and I don't care, and you'll find out. I have a show, I have a subject. I don't know which one I'm gonna do for Monday. Is castrated men in the church or man hate in the church. I've done both of those topics before. And I've been in churches where I sit there and say, hey, I'm about sick of all these castrated men. And of course the dudes want to puff up their chest like, what you mean castrated? I mean, your balls have been cut off and put in your wife's purse. That's what I mean. You got any more questions? Because they figure they get a group of them together that, all of a sudden I'll get meek and timid or whatever. No. And we can talk about that on Monday, on my Religious Monday topic.
I'm gonna let y'all talk about that now.
And hey, even though it's Monday, religious topics on Monday, everybody is welcome. People who, Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, Wiccan, Hindu, Buddhist, whatever you believe in, you are welcome to speak on that. If you have topics that you want to discuss about any of them, that's the day to do it. And so it's not something where it's like, oh, it's Christian only, or it's Muslim only, or it's religion only. Anybody who doesn't believe in any religion, they're unwelcome. It's like everybody, has a voice to say how they feel one way or the other. Like I said, just back it up because it will be challenged. Whatever your stance is. You know what I mean? Yeah. And don't be scared because we're knocking out old bums. You know what I mean? But man, I appreciate it. I know we went over a little bit and we got to do this again. And I got to hit you up as far as getting that stand-up up. But I did not let everyone, you tell them a little bit about yourself and how they can connect with you before we get on out of here.
All right. First of all, Freddie, I want to thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to talk about this time. white privilege. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, you'll invite me back for another show and another topic. If you do a part two of this topic, let me know. I'll be back for that. But everybody, I am a comedian Mookie G. You can follow me on Facebook at Mookie G Comedy. Uh, or you can follow me on Instagram as well. Not or, but and you can follow me on Instagram at Mookie underscore G underscore comedy. The more followers I have, the more chances I have to be booked. I perform all over Metro Atlanta and I'm traveling around the country. So after this quarantine is over and everything is open and we can freely move around the country without worrying about getting COVID-19, then make sure that you follow my posts and I'll let you know when my shows are. I do a lot of free shows as well, so make sure that I get the chance to meet you. Come on out to shows. And once again, Freddie, thank you.
I appreciate that, man. You know I got your support. I got your back on that. Just let me know, and I will definitely come through. As I tell people here, I will pull up. I've been all around the country. EP knows that this is an interactive show. It's about everybody, and you're not just a number. I don't want to be just up here running my mouth or my guests running their mouth. I want to see what y'all saying in the chat room. And we're gonna grow this thing. We're gonna grow this thing. And like I said, I appreciate you. And we out.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
All right.
What do I do here? My bad. Yo. Okay. Yeah. So all that I just said, it's crazy. But y'all enjoy family. Appreciate y'all, JJ, Chanel, Jason, D Smalls, Walter, EP, Kafansha. Um, I have not decided Monday what it's going to be. It's going to either be the castrated men or the man hate in the church. Um, y'all inbox me if y'all have a favorite. But if you don't get me started, right? But like I said, enjoy family. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ready to do it all. Um, okay. Um, You don't have to think like me. You do have to think. You're not too big to learn. You're never too small to teach. Even you millennials can teach somebody. You know what? I was thinking about that, D Smalls. Making it both. Trying to figure out how to word it though. So yeah, that'll be what I'll work on. Probably combine the two because it kind of related a little bit. Um, or just kind of put it as a subtopic under it. But yeah, that's gonna be the topic for Monday. You don't want to miss it. I'm inviting some pastors and whatever, to come on as well. So we're gonna have a variety of people. Don't be scared. You already know I don't, sugarcoat things. I'm not, just trying to be controversial just to be controversial. But we're gonna get to the root of this. We're gonna learn something. Um, and we're gonna grow, learn and grow. How about that? But love y'all. There's nothing y'all can do about it. Chico out.
We knocking out all bums. Don't bring that weak shit in here.
4, 3, 2, kick it.
Yo, Chico.
Expose these clowns!